called Zonta SCV, and it's about Zonta and a town called SCV. But Zonta is not the name of the town, that's just the name of the song. And that's why I called the song Zonta SCV. You can be anything you want in Zonta SCV. You can be anything you want in Zonta SCV. Walk right in, we're around the back, just a half a mile from the railroad track. You can be anything you want in Zonta SCV. Now it all started about 1974 in a little town that wasn't a town, not yet anyway, but it was about 3 towns or 4 towns. There was Saugus, that was the first railroad town, and then there was Newhall, that was the second railroad town. Although they thought they were the first railroad town, but they weren't. And then there was Canyon Country for the folks with horses. And then there was the fancy dancy new town, and they called it Valencia. Oh, and then don't forget Stevenson Ranch. It still isn't a town, but they don't know it yet because they think they're part of the fancy dancy new town, Valencia. So that's really 5 towns. It's about 5 miles. It's so confusing. You can be anything you want in Zonta SCV. You can be anything you want at Zonta SCV. Well, there was a Rotary Club and a Kiwanis Club and an Optimist Club, and they were full of important men who ran the 4 towns, no, 5 towns. Except they didn't, because the women in town ran the town. There were the 4 towns or the 5 towns, and the men knew it, and they didn't really want to talk about it. Because if they talked about it, then everyone would know, and it might end up in the Signal. The newspaper for the 4, no, the 5 towns, and it was owned by a guy who owned one of the towns. Actually, he owned the whole damn place. That the women really ran the town, well then all hell would break loose. Because we all know that everything printed in the Signal is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. You can be anything you want at Zonta SCV. You can be anything you want at Zonta SCV. Walk right in, we're around the back, just a half a mile from the railroad track. You can be anything you want at Zonta SCV. So, back in 1974, some of the women heard about this group of feminists, nearly communists, some said, but really, they were just feminists, and these feminists thought that the 4 towns, no, the 5 towns, would be a good place for them to start a club, so that everyone in the town, in the 4 towns, no, the 5 towns, could see that it was really the women running the town all along, and maybe they'd get more women to run the town, and then there wouldn't be so much town running work to do. After the women got done with their real jobs, running their businesses and their shops, and they got done with fixing dinner and doing laundry and helping out with the schools, because that's what feminists in 1974 and the SCV did. They did everything. They still do. Now, friends, there was only 1 or 2 things that the women in SCV could do. They could either keep running things from their kitchen tables, or they could march down the the street as the uppity feminists that they were and form a club, the Zonta Club of SCV, the Zonta Club of SCV. You can be anything you want at Zonta SCV. You can be anything you want at Zonta SCV. Walk right in, we're around the back, just a half a mile from the railroad track. You can be anything you want at Zonta SCV.
Wait a minute. I thought we were singing a song about 4 or 5 towns. What is SCV?
Well, the ladies decided it was all too complicated and confusing and confounding to keep running the places 5 towns, so they decided to make them all one town, except Stevenson Ranch, which still hasn't got out there. And they named the town Santa Clarita, or SCV for short, and the only reason I'm singing this song now is because you may know somebody in a similar situation, or you may be in a similar situation like those feminists back in 1974. And if you're in a situation like that, there's only one thing you can do, and that's call up Zonta wherever you are and say, Zonta, I want to be a feminist!
And Zonta will say, honey, you can be
Anything you want at Zonta SCV. You know, if one woman, just one woman does it, they may think she's really crazy. And if two women do it in harmony, they may think they're both crazy. And if 3 women do it, can you imagine 3 women walking in, singing a bar, a Zonta SCV?
or in a bar.
Well, they may think it's an organization. And can you imagine 70 women? I said 70 women walking in, singing a bar, a Zonta SCV. Friends, they may say, it's a movement.
And they might even put it in the signal.
And that's what it is and what it was. The Zonta SCV feminist movement, and all you got to do to join in is sing it the next time it comes around on the flute with feeling. So we'll wait for it to come around on the flute here and sing it when it does. Here it comes, everybody.